Oh, how are we, lads?
I'm bringing back the dab, baby.
Righto. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to another live stream. I just want to quickly apologise for last night. So, last night, me and Paddy G were scheduled to do a live stream around this time last night. What happened was a massive storm hit Lismore. A fucking power line fell out of the fucking ground on with a tree, caused a massive collision, and the live stream was unable to happen because I was in a blackout. There was no power, and it felt like I was in 1920. It was not fun, but tonight there's no thunderstorm. We're all good to go. There might be one coming in like half an hour, 40 minutes, but we should be right for that. But Paddy G, welcome back to the channel, mate. How you going, bro? It's been a while.
Mate, I'm hanging in there with no footy, just counting down the days till my Ashes kicks off. But until then, just chilling, reminiscing on what was a successful season for my team. And, yeah, let's get cracking with the knacking.
Oh, it was a great year for your boys. The Manly Warringah Seagulls, a very good season from them. So tonight we're going to be ranking NRL locks from the 2021 NRL season. Now, as always, the list is a little bit out of touch. You can see a few players there that are in the right positions. I can see probably about 8 players there at the moment that are 8 to 9 players that are accurate. The rest of it is all over the shop, but we will get into that. If you guys haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do. Make sure you go and check out Paddy G's YouTube channel. The link's in the description below. How many subs you at now, Paddy? It's like 2,000 and something, isn't it?
Yeah, 2,210, I believe.
The road to 3K begins.
Just started a Sharks career mode if you guys want to check it out. Hasn't been the best start, though.
Up Cronulla.
Up Cronulla. I just wanted to play with Nico Hines, honestly.
Who doesn't want to play with Nico Hines?
I do.
He's a beautiful player, man.
In the game.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
In the game. Don't get any ideas, all right?
Oh, yeah, no, he's going to be good at the Sharks. Well, I guess we'll see how he goes next year. I don't know where he's going to play. Probably 5'8", but I guess we'll see what happens with Cronulla next year. But shout out to the chat, everyone in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. PayPal is in the description below. I'm actually supposed to get paid from YouTube tonight, actually, so hopefully that goes in while we're live. I believe I'm getting about $170 from YouTube because I think I earned $100 this month or whatever, and I think I got about $70 in donations. I know All Out Champa sent me a $30 donation when I did the last episode. I think it might have been the podcast or the corner post. I think it might have been the podcast, one of the two. But yeah, all the guys that donated to me and all the guys that have been viewing the channel, the payment from YouTube will be coming out. I believe it's tonight. Yeah, I'll be having a look at it very soon. So hopefully it comes out tonight. But let's rip into it, Paddy. So we're going to rank the NRL locks from the 2021 NRL season. This should be good fun. We are probably going to disagree on some of these, but I guess we can compromise, and we can always change the list later on if we need to. Well, let's just rip into it, mate. Let's go to the first lock. Let's go to Cameron Murray from the Bunnies. Where would you have Cameron Murray on this list?
I think he's probably the clearest one on this list. If we're going off the 2021 season, you chuck that bad boy in the lead and he ain't going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, he's a great player, Cameron Murray. Probably a bit unlucky not to win Lock of the Year, but I guess Isaah Yeo, he won it in 2020. He didn't have a bad year this year, so that the Dally M guys probably thought, oh, well, we might as well just give it to Isaah Yeo again, although I think Cam Murray was a little bit hard done by. What a player he is, Cameron Murray is such an elite player. And he can also play a bit of back row if needed as well. He's very versatile.
He is such a good player. He's probably the Bunny's second best player this year behind Cody Walker. Only probably missed out on the New South Wales Blues 13 jersey because Isaah Yeo's in that Penrith Panthers system and had that relationship. But Right, he doesn't miss a tackle. He has the quickest play the ball in the competition with that 6 again rule. That's basically what you're working towards the entire time is a 6 again. So,
Exactly.
God, he's such a good player.
He's just a special player, and if he isn't in the elite, then I don't know where he is. He's such an elite player, so he's definitely going in the elite. Just a quick shout out in the chat to All Out Champa for the $2.99 super chat. He says Alex Twal is God. I think he's a gun, bro. I don't know if he's God, bro, but he's an absolute weapon. Thank you for the $2.99 donation. Let's move on to another one.
Nudie runs.
Oh, yeah, nudie runs, all right.
Can't score a try.
All right, let's go to Alex Twal then while we're on it. Let's go to Alex Twal from the West Tigers. Now, as we know, the Tigers were dog shit. They were hard to watch this year. They had some awful performances. Alex Twal, I rate Alex Twal probably the Tigers' best forward, to be honest. Where would you have him?
Look, I'm just going to say this right now. All these plays are beasts because they're in the NRL. We're ranking them in terms of, obviously, Cameron Murray. So in terms of Cameron Murray, well, I agree with you. He's one of the best Tigers forwards. I think I'm going to have to stick him in does the job for now. He makes his tackles. He can maybe sometimes he gets on the front foot with a quick play of the ball and breaks the advantage line. Sometimes he doesn't. He can't score a try. He's not the best ball player, so I think he's going to have to move into the front row. But unfortunately for you, Twal, not only are you going to have to do the nudie run this year, but you can't crack quality just quite yet. For me, he's in do the job.
Yeah, I think does the job's probably a fair spot for him. I don't think you can put him in not that great. That just wouldn't be fair for him. And he's definitely not quality as of right now, but he can improve. He's a solid player, and I think he does his job well. So I think Alex Twal going in the does the job category is definitely the right spot for him for now. Let's go to the Broncos lock, which is going to be Kobe Hetherington. Now, I believe it's Paddy Carrigan on the screen, but we're going to use it as Kobe Hetherington, who played more games at lock this year than Paddy Carrigan. I think Kobe Hetherington's probably going to be a not that great, man, but he's a player of the future for mine. What do you reckon about him?
We don't have enough data on him yet, and in a rookie season to be in a top tier, you sort of have to break some sort of boundary as there's been an earthquake in my household or something's gone wrong. But I'd chuck him in not that great. There's not much data on him, and we're comparing him to Cameron Murray. But he's definitely a player of the future. I think he's going to be coming off the bench for the Broncos because Paddy Carrigan's back. But he could move Carrigan to the front row and stick him at lock because he does look like a good play for the future for the Broncos.
I'll tell you another thing about Kobe Hetherington as well. He can score the odd try as well, which is good. You want forwards that can score tries here and there as well. They're very valuable because you get some forwards like I don't know Mark Tevaga, for example. He never scores tries. It's so rare. Someone like Kobe Hetherington, he's young. He can find the try line here and there. I don't think it's a terrible play by any means. I think he'll get better as the years go on. But I think for right now, it goes in the not that great category. But I do like him. I really do like him. He's a good kid. So we'll put him in not that great. And just want to say real quick, we're not going to bag any of these players. I think they're all good players to be in the NRL. But we're just giving our opinions on how they went this year. And Kobe Hetherington, probably not that great for now. But I think maybe in a bloody 1 or 2 years, one to 2 years time, he could be and does the job. There's no doubt about it. Even quality, you never know. You just
can't really bag any plays because unfortunately we don't have Ash Taylor on this list. So sorry, Ash. You're getting off the hook tonight, buddy.
Oh, he's very lucky tonight, and I think Felice Kafusi's very lucky he's not in the lock position. But I didn't start with Felice Kafusi. He is literally right there with Ash Failure for me, man. But let's go to the Roosters now. Isaah Yeo is on the screen, but we're gonna pretend that's Victor Radley. Now, Radley had a good year. He got suspended a few times for let's be honest here, absolute bullshit. Radley, I think Radley's going to be in the quality. What do you reckon about Radley?
I was going to say quality. I think he's probably him and Cameron Murray always seem to be linked together for me. It's just Radley had so many suspensions this year. And he's a quality player. He's a good ball player as well, hard-hitting defender. but it's just too much time on the sideline for me this year, Radley. So we'll stick him in quality, I think.
I think probably the small end of quality. I don't think he'd be at the top of quality.
No.
He might be. I guess it depends on these other players that we have to get to yet. But I think anything outside of quality for Radley probably wouldn't be fair. We all know he's a quality player. He hasn't even played Origin yet, which is ridiculous. So it seems when State of Origin comes up, Victor Radley does something where he gets suspended. So
he's built for Origin too. Could you imagine him just bashing someone off the kickoff?
Well, hopefully it's Felice Kafusi next year in Origin. I really hope so. I'm hoping that happens because Radley just needs to take him out. Someone just needs to do it. And I think Victor Radley's the man for the job.
Radley would take him out too, just for you, mate. Just get into his DMs and say, "Oh, Felice Kafusi, see him? Yes, give him a stint on the sidelines."
You're mine on Wednesday night, Felice. You your big hair. He's got whatever it is. No, Victor Radley, man, great player. If Victor Radley was playing in the era of the early 2000s, when the shoulder charges were legal, mate, he would have loved playing in that era because of all the big hits that he would have been able to do now. So, what a gun Radley is! What a gun! Definitely quality. All right, let's go to the Canberra Raiders. Let's go to now. I think it's Joseph Tarpley on the screen. We're going to use that as Ryan Sutton. Now, Ryan Sutton, for mine, Canberra were the most disappointing team of 2021, as we all know. But Ryan Sutton, for mine, man, I thought he was actually very good in a beaten side. Where would you have Ryan Sutton on this list?
I thought he was one of the more consistent forwards for Canberra, which is honestly not really saying something considering how inconsistent Canberra were this season. But just with the players we have on this list, unfortunately, I think I'm going to chuck him personally in not that great, but above Kobe Hetherington. I don't think he can do the job because we've got some players we're going to have to stick in there who I don't think he's on that level yet. So I just think for this year, for his first proper year in the NRL, I think above Kobe Hetherington, not that great, is where I'd put him.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was thinking maybe the bottom end of does the job, but I'm happy to put him at the top of not that great for now. Obviously, we can switch it up later on, but when we finish the list and we can have a quick look at it and see if we need to make any changes. But I think Ryan Sutton had a pretty solid season overall. Obviously, Canberra were terrible. They did not look good at all this year. But I think he's probably close to does the job. Maybe he is, but I think not that great. Probably is a fair enough selection. So we'll put him in there for now. But I think he'll get better too. Like, I think he's a solid player. Definitely will get better. Let's go to the Warriors, the bloody Warriors. For some reason, Toby Harris on the screen. We're going to use that as Jazz Tevaga. Jazz Tevaga. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of Jazz Tevaga. I don't really like the way he plays. I don't even know I don't know if he's a lock. I don't know if he's a hooker. I don't know what position he is. He's probably a lock. But I think he's very up and down, man. I think Jazz Tevaga is probably behind Kobe Hetherington for me and not that great. I don't think he's terrible.
No, I don't think he's terrible, but to be honest, looking at the names on the list, as I've mentioned, Jazz Tevaga, he's one of those players who suffers from his utility value. I think lock's his main position, but he's definitely not a first-grade caliber lock. So, look, bottom of not that great. Honestly, I wouldn't mind sticking him in terrible. Terrible is probably not the right word, but it's the bottom tier here, and I think he's at the bottom tier of the locks, unfortunately. For him, prove me wrong, Jazz, but I don't think close.
I think we'll put him behind Kobe Hetherington for now. He might go in terrible later on. I guess we'll see what happens. But
we can always change it up.
He needs to fix up his discipline, man. Too many times this year we got sin bin, dumb high tackles, late shots on the halves. He needs to fix that up on his game, man. He does too many stupid things on the field, man. And it really hurts the Warriors. There's better players that the Warriors could have there. They could have Toby Harris there. They could have Bailey Suridan. They got so many better players I could choose. Don't get me wrong. When he's not doing dumb shit, he's a solid player, but not a big fan of him at the moment. He just needs to work on a few things. Warriors Animal Fanatics in the chat disagrees with us. That's fine, bro. No hard feelings. But, yeah, not that great for Jazz Tevaga for now anyway. Well, let's go to the Gold Coast. So Tino Malawi was wearing a Melbourne Storm jersey for some bloody reason. We're going to use that as the Gold Coast Titans. Tino Malawi. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm just going to call him Big Tino. Thought he had a pretty good year, to be honest. I think when the Titans bought Fafita and Tino, I think Tino probably played better than Fafita this year for me. Where would you put Tino on this list?
Definitely wasn't Melbourne Storm. Tino was definitely probably their best forward in 2021, though, still Tino. I'm a big fan of Tino. He's got a bright future. I think him and Cameron Murray are going to be him and Victor Radley. I'll chuck him in the mix. Going to be fighting for that Australian 13 jersey for the next 5 years. But I think, where are you going to put him there? I was going to say bottom of quality or top of do the job, but I think the bottom of quality is probably where he fits.
I don't think Tino would fit and does the job, man. I think his quality. He's a good player, man. Look, everyone knows how I feel about the Gold Coast. Everyone knows what I think about them. But Tino, man, he's one of their best players. The Titans had some good forwards this year. Thought Waker was good. Jared Wallace. They had a lot of, Jamin Jolliffe. They had plenty of both Fermor, some really good forwards out this year. And Tino was one of the standouts for me. So definitely quality for Tino. I can't pronounce his last name. I give up on pronouncing it.
Malawi.
Yeah, it's very hard to pronounce. Seriously, it's very hard.
Big
hard.
Tino is what I call him.
Big Tino, yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, definitely quality. Very, very good player. Let's go to the Dragons now. Obviously, for some reason, Blake Laurie's on the screen. I don't know why. I have never seen Blake Laurie play lock in my life. But we're going to use that as Jack de Belin. Now, Jack de Belin came back mid-season. And he did have a couple of slow games, which was expected. Well, let me just say, Jack de Belin, it was like he never left. It looked like he got better as the year went on. Yeah, the Dragons fell off a cliff, and we all know the barbecue thing happened, and it ruined their season. But, man, I thought Jack de Belin had a very, very good back end of the year. Next year, Jack de Belin's going to be very close to being in the top 5 locks again. I want to put him in quality, but I think he's going to go and does the job.
Yeah, I was going to say does the job. Unfortunately for him, he just one of the weirdest seasons of all time. Started off very promising, and I think his hype died off as the Dragon season sort of died. But I think he goes top of do the job. I don't think he's going to hit quality just quite yet. But honestly, considering the rest of the list, I think he's going to stay at top of does the job.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's scary about Jack de Belin, right? He was out of the game for, 2.5 years, ended up being innocent, came back, had 2 or 3 slow games, then he found his rhythm again. Yeah, the Dragons were dog shit. Can you imagine Jack de Belin next year when he has a full preseason and the Dragons get more forwards now and they get a few better players? Mate, next year, and Jack de Belin played Origin a couple of years ago when he was at his peak. It's scary what de Belin can do next year. If he can just keep his head on, don't do any dumb off-field bullshit, just keep his head on the game, my God, he could – I don't think he'll play Origin again because of the whole situation, but my God, he might be a top 5, top 3 lock again very soon.
It's going to be interesting to see him develop to or adjust to the 6 again rule, considering how good he was when he was out for so long and the game's changed so much. So, yeah, like you said, preseason, he could be scary, could get his Origin jersey back. But unfortunately for him, he was innocent, guys. He was innocent. So controversy has ruined his career, ruined his life, which I guess sorry to Jack de Belin.
If Brad Fittler's fair income, he will at least consider de Belin. Now, when de Belin came back, when he got stood down, the game was different to what it was now. It took him literally 6 weeks, and he was back at his best again. I'm going, I can't believe it. Jack de Belin still got it. And a full preseason, I'm telling you, this is my bold prediction. Jack de Belin will be a top 3 lock by next year. I can feel it. I can just see it, man. I really can. I don't know, man. It's a big call. My crystal ball's out. I can feel it. De Belin, man, great fucking year for him. Even though he only played half the year. Looking forward to him next year, though. Let's go to let's go to your boys, Manly. Jake Trbojevic. We know Tom's obviously a god, and he should have his own statue at Brookvale Oval. But Jake, fuck, where would you have Jake? I think you're going to put him in quality. Where are you putting Jake?
2021 season. Unfortunately, he's still got no. Put him. I reckon the bottom of quality for Jake's standard. He was down this year. I think he's taking his time to adjust to the 6 again rules, but when you watch him, he shores up Manly's middle, and he's a great distributor of the footy. He makes the right decision every time. He's the one who creates, in the same way Reynolds creates space for Cody Walker, Jake does the same with Ches and Tom. So I think he's the bottom of quality, which sucks to see him down that so low. 24 months ago, he was the undisputed best 13 in Australia. And unfortunately, he's fallen just a little bit. I've got no doubt, though, when Manly come out and win the comp next year, he'll be back up there. But I guess we'll have to wait. But for now, bottom of quality for me, old Jake.
Would you have him behind Tino?
I would. For 2021, because this is 2021 career, I'd probably still have him in elite, despite not as good year. But for this season, bottom of quality, unfortunately.
I'm just reading the chat at the moment. Pro Enzo Vids is absolutely in shock. He said he thought you were going to say elite. He can't believe it. He's in absolute shock.
Breaks my heart. He's honestly my favorite player.
Look at Paddy G's face. It really hurts him saying not elite for Jake. It really hurts him.
Player. He tries so hard, bro. If you had a team with 13 Jakes in terms of passion, you'd win the comp every year. He tries so hard. His effort's amazing, but
his defense is unreal too.
Unfortunately, look, I'm not saying it's his misses' fault, but he gets some misses and now he's gone down a little bit. So
I suppose another thing as well, bro, losing Adam Fanil-Blake probably affected him a little bit because he was so used to that real big forward in the middle.
And what did Manly miss most this year, especially in their finals campaign? Front rower.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I think he's still in the top 5, top 7 locks in the game, without a doubt. So definitely quality. And he's an origin player in Australia. Kangaroo represented every year anyways. He's always in there somewhere. So definitely quality for me. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to my boys, the Cows. Jason Taumalolo. Now, I'm going to go on record and state probably the worst season in Jason Taumalolo's career. I love him to death. I would never, ever bash Taumalolo. I think it's Todd Payten's fault for the way he used him this year. We're basing it off this year, like we said, and I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be fair. I think Taumalolo might be at the top end of does the job.
I was going to say, I'm sorry to break your little heart, but I'm sticking him in terrible. No, I'm just kidding. Top and do the job for me. I just feel bad for him. Todd Payten, I think he has to take most of the blame. The way he handled him was just honestly pretty disgusting as not only a player, but as a bloke. The way he blamed him at press conferences. And then, back row, are you kidding me? I know that
was disgusting.
Lock positions change, but he's still the best running forward in the comp. Stick him in the front row. Let him get a late offload. Let him do his footwork, and he's going to be a gun again. Let him play 80 minutes. And if he's bad for the back 3-4 years of his career, well, you got the best forward in the comp for the first 5.
Exactly.
Bro, win a comp while you can, Todd. Who cares?
And look, here's the thing as well. Todd Payten talks about, we're going to try and save Taumalolo's energy for 4 or 5 years because of the contract and the investment. Todd Payten might not even be the coach out in 4 or 5 years' time. He might not even be there after round 8 next year, depending on how patient the Cowboys want to be with him. So it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Also, what's he doing breaking his hand at training 3-4 times this season? He was out for so long because of training injuries.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck are they doing at training? I mean, are they punching balls? I mean,
maybe Todd's got them boxing each other. Whatever.
If I was coaching Taumalolo, if he was tired and it was sore, needed a week off, I'd give it to him. I wouldn't fuck with him. He's won a comp. He's won for Tonga against Australia. He's done everything in the game that a guy like him can do. Obviously, he can't play Origin. He's won a premiership. He's played for Tonga and they've beaten Australia. He's
played for New Zealand.
Played for New Zealand. Taumalolo should have the right to walk in and say, hey, don't fucking tell me what to do. Let me pick my own minutes. I've been here longer than you.
Especially when he's the bloody captain. He's the leader of the locker room and you're treating him like a dog.
Oh, it's
Like, I'm
disgusting.
sure Todd believes in what he is, but I don't like to criticize the coach because I'm a dickhead on the internet who watches every footy game. But come on, man. He's like the best running forward probably of all time. And I don't want to get into Todd tangent, but I
Yeah.
think maybe I'll let you decide. Maybe he middle of between Belin and Twal, but he's definitely do the job, unfortunately.
I
For
don't want to
Taumalolo.
sound biased here, but I'm just going to say right now, when Taumalolo is on and he is breaking meters and doing all that great stuff he does, he's the best forward in the game when he's on, without a doubt. No one comes close. Nobody. I don't care who you are. No one comes close. So you've got to keep him fit. You've got to give him his 65 minutes a game. Don't go fucking put him at the bench for half an hour. What's that going to achieve? Do you want to make the top 8? Or do you want to finish bottom 4 every year? It's ridiculous. So I'll tell you what, we'll put him in Topper does the job. I don't think it's fair to put him anywhere else. If I wanted to put him at the bottom in quality, I could, but I'm going to put him and does the job.
Well, we can always change it at the end. We can always change it.
Yeah, I guess it depends who else we come up with. But, yeah, I feel sorry for him the way he was treated this year. It's like, walking into a team and saying, all right, we're going to give you less minutes, we're going to give you more minutes. And it's just, it's ridiculous. So we'll put him and does the job for now, but we can change it later on. Let's go to the Newcastle Knights lock. Connor Watson. Connor Watson is an interesting one because he played a lot of lock this year and a bit off the bench, but when he came on, he played majority of lock. Where would you have Connor Watson? I thought he had a pretty good year.
I thought he was the Knights' best player, but Adam O'Brien taking a page out of Todd Payne's book and sort of dicked around with Connor Watson off the bench some games, at hooker some games. It's like, bro, he was a freak this year when he played lock. Stick him there. I think, look, you've made some compromises so far, so you can tell me. But honestly, I'd put him above Taumalolo and do the job. Not quite quality yet, just because he got dicked around with a fair bit.
Yeah,
but I definitely think he's above the Belin and do the job. Yeah,
I think he does the job as well, man. Connor Watson's a good player, man. I really like him. We'll put him and does the job. I think he had a really good season. Adam O'Brien's a good coach as well. He's got his coach for 2 years now, and he's got his team to the finals both years, and he's done a really good job with Newcastle. So losing Connor Watson won't help Newcastle, but I think Connor Watson had a very good year and definitely does the job, without a doubt. There's definitely it can't be quality. It can't be not that great. It's got to be in the middle.
No.
Let's go to the Panthers lock, Isaah Yeo. I think Isaah Yeo is going to be in the elite.
Yeah, I agree completely. Elite season from him. Second best lock in the comp. That's right, second best. I don't think he got to Cameron Murray just quite yet. But honestly, his ball playing is magnificent. His defense is magnificent. Ivan Cleary, look, say what you say about Ivan with that roster, but he has transformed Isaah Yeo from a fringe first grader playing in the back row and center to the second best lock in the competition and a 2-time Dalian lock of the year.
It's funny because 2 or 3 years ago, Isaah Yeo used to play second row, get knocked out all the time. I think he get knocked out once every 4 weeks. It used to be a massive concern for Isaah Yeo, and ever since he's gone into lock, he has just changed his whole career around it. It's been a revelation for him. So, he's a premiership winning lock now for Penrith, and he's obviously a state of origin winning lock. So what a year from Yeo, man. Definitely goes in the elite. Whether you have him first or second, it doesn't really matter because him and Murray are literally flip the coin. Take your pick who you want. But Isaah Yeo, what a player and what a season he had.
I wouldn't have. You could flip a coin for me. If you're going to argue he's better than Murray, I'm not going to argue with you for too long.
Yeah, heads or tails, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. That's probably what Freddie did with Origin.
Yeah, Brad Phillip for Origin is like, oh, yeah, quick. Isaah Yeo or Murray, quick, toss the coin. But heads is Murray, tails is...
Shout out to Murray, too, who in Origin made David Fafita his bitch.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not fucking wrong. You're not wrong there. Let's go to the Melbourne Storm lock now. Now, it does say Nelson or something Solomona, but we're going to use that as Dale Finucane. I think Dale Finucane had an awesome season. I think Finucane's going to be in quality.
Yeah, I'd probably put him behind Victor Radley just because he also spent a bit longer on the sideline and Radley's more important to the Roosters than Finucane ended up being for Melbourne. So he doesn't get the shine too much. But honestly, I love Jake, but he was just a better version of what Jake does this year. Creates rooms for his halves who are elite and just makes all these tackles and does the dirty work, especially when you have to, and unfortunately for him, to be that good with sharing playing time with Cheese and Harry Grant, to still be that good, you've got to be some sort of a player. Good to see him move to the Sharks where he's going to be more prominent. So, yeah, I love Dale Finucane. Vice captain of New South Wales now, so he's going to be in that 17 for a long time.
Definitely quality, and, I'm still trying to get over it because the Cowboys offered Finucane a big contract. We missed out on him. Broke my fucking heart. It still hurts me to this day. It would have been the perfect buy for us, but we missed out. Fuck me, man. What could have happened? But Finucane, I love watching him play, man. He's such a great player. He can play front row or lock. It doesn't really matter. I think he's more of a front row, personally. I think he's a better prop than a lock. But definitely quality, and without a doubt, one of the best locks in the game. He's just a fucking gun. There's nowhere else for him. I think he's close to elite, but definitely, I think lock for now. Absolute gun.
He could very well be elite, especially when he's probably going to be one of the focal points for the Sharks next year.
I think he'll play front row at the Sharks too, from what I've heard.
Maybe.
We'll see how he goes. But what a weapon of a player. Let's go to the Bulldogs lock now, which some reason it's Adam Elliott, but we're going to use that as Josh Jackson. Now, Josh Jackson's a very interesting one. Now, Josh Jackson used to play for New South Wales in the second row. He's moved to lock in recent years. A lot of people think Josh Jackson's got soft, got a little bit quiet. I think he's okay still. I don't know where to put Josh Jackson. I think he's going to go behind Twal, or probably maybe not that great. What do you think about Josh Jackson?
Elite career, Josh. I might get some stick for this from the Doggies fans, but when you watch him, he tries so hard, and you love seeing how hard he tries. He makes most of his tackles, but when you watch the game, he's so slow in a 6-again rule competition.
It kills him.
He's got no explosion. He's got no lateral quickness, which I don't either, but I'm not in the NRL. And honestly, where I'd put him, honestly, probably not that great behind even Kobe Hetherington.
I think you make a good point. I think
it's just he tries so hard, but he just doesn't have it anymore.
He's a warrior, man. He's a workhorse. I think behind Ryan Sutton for me. I think he's in front of Hetherington. Not by much though.
Yeah,
he goes
when
hard.
he said do the job, I got skeptical, and careers, he'd probably on this list be an elite or quality, but not that great is where I'd have him right now. And honestly, I hate telling players to retire, but Josh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
They're trying to rebuild, and you need a good lock in this day and age. That's what the Warriors need the most, the Tigers need the most, and he just doesn't have it anymore, unfortunately.
I love watching him play. He defends very well. He puts his heart and soul in the jersey every week. Yeah, I think he's coming to the end of his career, man. So probably not that great for me, but I love him. His career's been good, man. I think he's had a really strong career, underrated career, probably. So not that great, unfortunately, for Josh Jackson. But hey, you never know. Maybe next year he'll come out and have a huge year. You just never know. I doubt it. Personally, I really do doubt it, but you just never know. Let's move on to the Sharks lock now, which is Toby Rudolf. I think Toby Rudolf had a very good season, but I don't think he's in quality. I think he's probably at the top end of does the job.
For me, he's the epitome of does the job. That's the perfect word for Toby Rudolf, is he does his jobs, tightens up the middle, runs hard. Maybe not the best ball player. I'd probably put him just in front of Taumalolo, not so much Connor Watson, but I'm not going to argue too much. I think he's a wonderful player.
I think I'll put Toby Rudolf in front of Watson because I think he played more games there, and I think he's just a gun, man. I think he's a weapon. I don't know
He's
if
great
he'll
off
play
the
lock
field.
or front row next year, but interesting where he plays next year.
Great off the field too, by the looks of it. God, you'd
Yes.
want to be in a Mad Monday with him.
Well, if you go back and watch that interview with Matty Johns, where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get on the beers. I'm gonna go pull something out of the pokies or something." He said that was fucking funny.
So he got on the shit for it. Like, just
Oh,
why is everything offensive? Fuck me.
people
Just
just can't.
let him make a fucking joke.
People just can't take it, man. Well, man, I was watching it live. I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing for about 20 minutes.
I can't believe there was controversy around it. I thought we played. He even said, "No, I'm just kidding. Probably do some recovery." And it's like people still got offended. It's don't get.
That's what you do when you win a game of football. You go, you recover, and then you grab a few mates, your teammates. You go out and have a few beers, have a punt, fucking just relax, do what you do. If I was an NRL player, after the game was over, I'd go jump in the pool, recover, have a shower, whatever, and then I'd go out and say, "All right, lads, let's go and have a few beers and play the pokies and just kick back." But nah, can't even fucking say that on TV anymore. It's just ridiculous.
No.
But what a player he is, man. He's definitely a player to look out for next year. With the Sharks building a really good forward pack, he'd be one of the most important forwards for him going in the next year as well. So
very dangerous, the Sharks next year. Very, very going to be interesting to see that.
Oh, I'm really intrigued by the Sharks next year. But I think he's a solid player, man. Definitely a really good player to watch out for. Maybe he could play Origin in the future. I don't know if it's New South Wales or not, but might even have a look while we're fucking on that. Hang on.
He's just got to stop headbutting Ruben. If he stopped headbutting Ruben Garrick, it'd be the perfect player. But fortunately, if you're going to headbutt Ruben Garrick, it's a bit rude.
Oh, he's born in Sydney, so he can't play for New South Wales.
Yeah, he's a New South Wales boy. He was a Rabbitohs junior. He played Union and then he went to the Bunnies and then Redcliffe into the Sharks.
That's right, yeah. All right, let's go on to the last play, which is the Parramatta Eels lock, Nathan Brown. Now, Nathan Brown, another one of those players that's very, very good. Does a few dumb things where he, tries to do dumb shit like Jazz Tevaga does. He's got a few discipline issues. Played Origin at the back end of 2020. I think he's a very good player. I think he had us. It's interesting with Nathan Brown because I think this year he had I think 2020 he was better than what he was in 2021.
Yeah, 2019, 2020, he was on the verge. Well, he did make the Australian expanded Prime Minister's team, I think, or whatever it's called. And then he made Origin last year. So he's a hell of a player. I think this year he suffered from the hype of that and the fact that he did spend a couple of games on the sideline injured and suspended. For me, I don't think he's on that list of quality. If we're going off the 2021 season, I definitely see him fitting in the do the job category.
Would you have him in front of Connor Watson or would you have him further back?
I would have him behind Connor Watson, personally.
Behind Connor Watson? Okay.
I just think Connor Watson was so good this year. Like, for a guy who got dicked around so much from his coach, being played in all sorts of positions, Connor Watson was a freak, and I can't wait to see him at the Roosters. But Nathan Brown, still a great player. I also think he suffered from Regan Campbell-Gillard's resurgence. Like, he was pretty much became and Isaiah Papali'i. So he became the fourth or fifth most important player in a 4 or 5 player forward pack for the Parramatta Eels. So fortunately for him, I just think the shine came off him a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, that's the list. Let's have a look at the list. Do we need to change anything at all? I can already name one that I want to do.
All right. Well, I have do we have to have players in terrible or not?
I was going to move Jazz Tevaga to terrible.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
I know Warriors and other fanatics in the chat's going to probably have a heart attack after hearing that, but I really do believe he had a terrible year. I think he was dog shit. So sorry, Jazz Tevaga and Jazz Tevaga fans out there, but nah. Excuse the French, but he's fucking dog shit. He's going into...
I don't know. He's not... Look, he's one of the worst players on the Warriors, and the Warriors
desperately... His discipline is so bad.
Oh, I don't know what he is. Is he a hooker? Is he a lock? And what's his thing? Like, he's a decent defender, misses a lot of tackles. He's okay at running the ball. Most of the time gets sat on his ass and can't get a quick play of the ball. Not a good ball player.
Oh, my God. He's ball playing. Every time he passes the ball on the line this year, someone would try to catch it and he'd get smashed. So, Tevaga would stand here, right? It's a 2-on-1 situation. The forward would come out of the line. He'd pass the ball into the fucking defender, or he would pass the ball at his teammate's knee, or it just fucking drive me mad.
I'm no picture of health, but honestly, this is so mean, but I'm going to say it. Jazz Tevaga is a hooker who's too fat to be a hooker. So that's why he has to play lock. And unfortunately, because he's just not mobile enough. But he's too ill-disciplined for me. I think, look, probably England, Super League, honestly.
I don't know. I think Jazz Tevaga's problem is taking too many of Kane Evans' tablets. Just going out looking for a fight. There's too much shit. He needs to stop taking those pills. It's killing him. It's hurting him.
Kane Evans is a different breed. To fold some cunts on your wrist when you're 18th man. You're not even playing. You're 18th man.
Was that a magic round?
Pardon?
Was that a magic round?
I think it was a bit later, but the fact he wrote that on his wrist as the 18th man and then punched on about 4 times, that was so funny.
You know, when I was watching it, because watching it live, I didn't see it. Like when I said fold some cunt, and then when I saw it online, it said fold some cunt. Bro, I had nothing wrong. I had no problem with it because that's what he's going to do when he gets on the field. He's going to go fold some cunt. There's nothing wrong with saying it. But I guess, the people, you can't say that now.
The media, you're the only ones who broadcasted it and made it a big deal in the first place.
It's a disgrace.
It's like with the Anna Fanua Black thing. Tell me, like, I'm not disputing his suspension. He called him, like, the F word. Not the F word, but the other F word, the homophobic one. But the fact was, who released it? The media. Like, bruh, you're the ones who are burying the game and then complaining about it. So, like, do your part.
The funniest thing I found with the Jazz Tevaga one, or not Jazz Tevaga, the Kane Evans one, where I said fold some cunt. Why would the camera zoom in that far just to try and get it and make a report of it? How sad is that?
Bro, James Hooper was on the blog. James Hooper's on the blog going, shit, bro, I need a story. I need a story, zoom. While he's at the gym working on his buys and tries.
Like, quick, zoom in on that right now. I need something for the morning. Otherwise I'm out of a job.
Otherwise, all I have to do is talk dribble on NRL 360.
Oh, that's bad enough watching that shit. Righto. Anything else we need to change? I'm happy with the elite. I'm happy with Murray and Yeo at the top 2. Radley, Finucane, and Tino, and then Jake. I'm pretty happy with that. Does Toby Rudolf go at the bottom end of quality or not yet?
I don't think he does. I'm still trying to figure out if Finucane goes above Radley.
Yeah, same. I'm just thinking about that, actually.
But they're a flip of the coin, so I don't care too much. Maybe I think we got the categories right. It's just ranking them.
Yeah. So we've got Taumalolo ranked as the 10th best lock, which is probably fair after this year, considering how he went. I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, I can't really argue too much. Obviously, there's personal things. Like, I would probably have Watson above Rudolf, but I don't care. I'd probably have
toss a coin.
Jackson behind Hetherington, but again, I don't care. But look, people, when they look at these lists, are only going to care about the top part, and we nailed that. So I don't care.
Warriors and NRL Fanatics is very upset in the chat. Bro, take a chill pill, bro. Go and eat a Mars bar. Go and eat a Snickers or something, bro. Relax, man.
No offense to Warriors, but Jazz Tevaga hasn't played enough first grade.
How many
There's a
games did he
reason.
play this year? I'm going to have a look.
When you're that of much of a veteran and you only play that many games because of suspension. And look, we're not saying he's a terrible player, but like, who on that list is he better than?
Exactly.
He's not better than Hetherington. He's not. Look, Josh Jackson has said about him, I don't want to bury him too much more, but he's definitely not better than anyone above Sutton. Well, Sutton or above. So, look, mate.
I'm just saying how many games he actually played this year. He did play.
If Warriors wants to argue he's better than Cameron Murray, that's his opinion, but no.
Hang on. What do you mean Tevaga barely played this year, Warriors Finucane? He played 22 fucking games. 2021 season. Appearances, 22. You probably won't be able to fucking see that. Hang on, let me try and turn it around here. 22 appearances. Look at that. He played heaps of football. He missed 3 games out of a 25-round season. Or actually, no, 24 really, because everyone gets a bye. He missed 2 games. Warriors and off next, mate. I think you might need to go drink some lemonade with some lollies or something, bro. You're out of control. But I can't think of anything else, bro. I think that's pretty much wrapped up. I don't think we need to make any other changes. I'm pretty happy with it.
Is anyone else arguing about Tevaga, or is it just Warriors?
I think it's just Warriors. I'm not too sure.
All right. Fair enough.
Let him chill, mate. Go and have some fucking lemonade, red cordial. I don't know.
I think we nailed it. I hope the chat agrees mostly. Obviously, everyone's got their own opinions, but yeah, I think the main thing here was the categories, and I can't see where we've gone wrong.
Yeah, I can't see where we've gone wrong either.
I think it's pretty good. Ask this. How many players usually do you chuck are not that great in your other tier list? Because I've only watched like
I've had a few. I've had a few and not that great.
But like, would you have 2 or 3? Because I feel like Ryan Sutton could get bumped up to the bottom end of does the job. But like, honestly, it doesn't bother me too much.
You know what? I think we should do that, man. I think he had a really good year. He had an underrated year. Cameron was terrible, but we'll put him there.
Yeah, I'm happy to bump him up to does the job.
NRL fans says, can you do a fullback one? Already have, bro. Go back on the channel. I already done a fullback one. Go and check that out, bro. It's on the channel. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with this, bro. I think this is very, very good. Tomorrow I'm doing another one as well, so it'll be a different one tomorrow. I'm not sure what one yet. But yeah, they might do it, I reckon. Paddy G, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on the channel, bro. You're welcome anytime, bro.
Oh, thanks for having me. Keen to jump on anytime now that my uni's died off.
Yeah,
we can get back into the rhythm of things, and I can't wait to see some more scandals in this rugby league off season.
Yeah, I wonder what's next. Are we going to have another sex tape? Are we going to have another pub bashing? What's going to happen next? Love to know. Actually, no. What's going to happen next is someone's not going to want to get the vaccine, and then it's just going to be chaos, just like the NBA right now. So
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, well, that'll be next. I'm fucking sure of it.
He's buried the Brooklyn Nets, eh? Like he's buried them.
He's absolutely killed them. But guys, thanks for tuning in. Go check out Paddy G's YouTube channel. The link's in the description below. Guys, have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for another live stream. Until then, see you guys in the next one.